Hello and welcome to the Gold and Silver Club Weekly Commodities Review presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kelsey at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will be covering an end-of-week summary for the metals, the energies, agriculture. We'll be looking at the top trades of the week. We'll also cover live market commentary and technical analysis, as well as looking at the week ahead. So key events looking forward. And of course, we'll be answering any questions you may have too. So we'll just take a look at the gold price at the moment, currently trading at $1,213 an ounce. Gold price rebounded though this morning and overnight as the global stock market sold off. A huge sell-off in global stock markets on Thursday combined with geopolitical conflicts boosted gold prices on Friday. Gold moved higher on Friday morning, building on the previous session's gains after a heavy sell-off in global stock markets spurred demand for the precious metal. Broadly, negative sentiment has prevailed on global stock market during the week, with a huge sell-off coming on Thursday. The Standard & Poor's 500 index booked a 1.62% loss. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dived 1.54%, and the Nasdaq Composite sank 1.94%. So Europe posted a similar picture as well, with the stock markets ending Thursday deep in the red. In the other commodities markets, natural gas prices gained this week to touch $3.97 after the Energy Information Administration reported that operators injected 97 billion cubic feet into storage last week, close to expectations. Elsewhere, the grains continued to fall lower this week. Corn was last trading down at 1.06% at $3.26 a bushel, whilst wheat lost 1.3% to trade at $4.74 a bushel. The very favourable weather outlook over the next 5 to 7 days is pushing the idea that we'll see some meaningful harvest progress between now and next week, which is viewed as bearish for prices in the near term. We're continuing to see corn and wheat break down today, which we'll look at in the technicals very shortly. The above fundamentals presented commodity traders with a number of back-to-back profitable trading opportunities, as highlighted in our top trades of the week, which we'll go through very shortly. So before we go into the technicals, I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world, so gold, silver, oil, natural gas, the agricultural commodities. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. And I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications, speaking at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kelsey, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent several years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks, and through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset and tools that can give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy. Also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've appeared frequently on financial television. So that's some background on the Gold and Silver Club. Again, we'll take a look at the price of gold. We're trading at $1,213 an ounce. So we'll look at the technicals very shortly and where we expect gold to close later today. The top trades of the week this week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies have been as follows. We had a lovely sell short available earlier on this week on wheat for a risk of 75 points. The profit on that, 200 points. So $750 risk for $2,000 profit for a 3-to-1, which delivered nicely. We also had a lovely sell short opportunity on corn with a risk of 60 points, so $600 for each lot traded for a profit of 135 points, $1,350 for a 2-to-1. And finally had a lovely sell short, which delivered just yesterday on gold for 150 points. The risk on the trade was 75 points, so $750 for a profit of 150 points, so $1,500 US profit for a 2-to-1. So those are some of the top trades we've had this week. And now what we'll do, we'll move over to the technicals. The first market we'll actually take a look at, which is breaking down nicely, is the gold market, currently trading at $1,212 an ounce. So you can see how we are just breaking down at the moment, in fact breaking through a secondary trend line right now. So this is a trade that we're actually still short at the moment. What we're looking at the moment is for the price to come back down, really come in and retest the swing lows from yesterday, which will take us back to circa between the 1206 to 1210 zone is what we're looking at in the short term here. So gold currently trading at $1,212 an ounce, breaking down nicely on the daily as well, looking very bearish, following a very strong downward trending channel here as well. As we just remain very weak at the moment for gold. The US dollar index actually breaking out to the upside this afternoon, putting a lot of pressure on gold as well as the other metals. So gold for us now, another sell short opportunity right now. We're looking for a retest of the swing lows between the 1207 up to the 1210 zone at the moment as we continue to fall. Also, if you have a look at the weekly chart here for gold, just going on the historical charts, you can see now we've broken through a major trend line here, which has been in place going all the way back to 2006, and we're finally breaking that trend line, and we are coming down to close to that all-important zone between 1180 and 1200 here. So currently trading at 1213, so it could be very interesting as we go into next week. Silver also very weak. We're continuing to break down on silver. We had the earlier part of this week, we retested, and Friday last week retested here 4-year lows down at $17.34. So silver still very weak, still looking for further opportunities to continue to sell into the silver market. Another market which is also experiencing a lot of pressure at the moment is platinum. So we're seeing this across the whole metals complex at the moment, with gold, silver, platinum, palladium and copper all very bearish at the moment. So we can see here just on the daily with platinum that we're continuing to break down. We've actually just sitting around at the moment $1,304 per ounce. So if we get a breakdown below yesterday's low, we could certainly be due more downside. The 1300 zone will be important psychological support zone for platinum at the moment. You can see a very strong downward trend with plenty of opportunities on retracements to get back in with this overall trend. For today, we'd favor the gold trade at the moment, which we're looking just to come back down to the 1200 zone. Palladium also definitely one to watch. We have got a very key support zone at $800 an ounce where the market is testing at the moment. We've actually had a pullback on palladium of over 1,200 points over the last 2.5 weeks. So it's been a significant pullback. Palladium has been in a very strong upward trend for the majority of 2014. So we are getting an overdue pullback at the moment. We'll see how much we overshoot on this pullback. You can see very clearly a support zone below at 796. If that breaks, you've got a little V-shaped reversal pattern forming on the daily here as well. We're likely to get further downside and come down to the next key levels at 781 and also at 755 here will be the next key support zones for the palladium market. So the metal complex overall looking very weak this afternoon and lots of opportunities to sell into these markets. If we move over to the grains now, so corn has actually just started to break down below a support zone. You can see we just triggered a short earlier on today for the core market. We're looking to come down to the next support zone below at 318.98. So corn just developing a very strong trend channel to the downside. We've had a number of day trade and swing trade opportunities as we've continued to break down on the core market. So corn and wheat both fundamentally and technically looking good for a sell short right now. The wheat market as well has been continuing to consolidate, break lower, almost a staircase stepping pattern as we move sideways, break lower, move sideways, break lower, and we're expecting more downside as we go into next week. But corn is the real one to watch at the moment because it's just triggered for a short. And also on the energies front, watch natural gas. We've come back down and retested the this very key trend line earlier on this week on Wednesday, and yesterday on the storage inventories were bullish for natural gas prices, and we're looking for a rotation back up to the resistance zone at 4.081 here in the short term. We just continue to ricochet between support and resistance at the moment, and there's day trade opportunities just within this range. And also Brent crude oil, one to watch. We're continuing to stay within quite a tight channel here, a downward trending channel on the oils at the moment. So we're looking for a rotation back up to the resistance zone and then additional profit for sell shorts. And also you can see there's a secondary trend channel as well where the market is just finding a bit of resistance today on Friday too. So I'll really say the action for this afternoon is going to be on the metals. So again, gold definitely going to be one to watch, and also corn as we continue to break down. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at the major events. We'll actually look at the first 3 events next week, which will cause market volatility in the earlier part of the week. So those events will be the US pending home sales, US consumer confidence, and the US crude oil inventory. So Monday the 29th of September at 4 p.m. Central Africa time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US pending home sales. So the National Association of Realtors, they provide the pending home sale report measuring the change in the number of homes under contract to be sold but still awaiting the closing transaction, excluding new construction. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then Tuesday the 30th of September at 4 p.m. Central Africa time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US consumer confidence. Consumer confidence measuring the level of consumer confidence in economic activity. It is a leading indicator as it can predict consumer spending, which plays a major role in overall economic activity. Higher readings point to higher consumer optimism. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then Wednesday, the 1st of October at 4:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US crude oil inventories. So if you trade the energies, great announcement to trade. That data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in their inventory. Commercial firms do report those inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil prices, and a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. So those are all the key announcements we need to watch in the first half of next week, which are likely to affect the commodity markets. And of course, if you'd like to learn to trade commodities with the Gold and Silver Club, courses are available at our training centers and online. You can very simply find out more about that at our Johannesburg office just by calling us on +27 11 083 8403. You can request information on the Gold and Silver Club coaching programs and live trading room. Just go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, and also make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. You'll receive free weekly reports on the precious metals, energies and agriculture, as well as live market analysis and prices. So do take advantage of that. So what we'll do, we'll leave these numbers on the screen for you to get in touch. That's it for today's session, everyone. So we do wish you good trading for today, and have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on the next session. Okay, thanks everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.